session, maths, and for the second half of the session, sleep.
Is going on with my computer? This makes no sense. It was working perfectly. I shit you not. Literally, like, I don't even think 12 hours ago.
I shit you not is such a strange phrase.
But it's an Aussie phrase. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's why it's so strange to hear it out of someone that isn't Australian.
What's weird?
I shit you not. That's strange hearing it out of other people that's not Australian.
Well, just think through the... oh, by the way, we're live, but just think through the phrase, I shit you, which means you're literally crapping someone out, and they're not. It's like saying, no, I didn't. So I shit you not. I'm not kidding.
I may end up having to, like, leave in the middle of the sessions just to restart my computer or something.
That's fine.
Because it is freaking the hell out.
Alright, so you guys didn't go any further in the timeline, so what would you like to do?
What's the plan after we cleaned the place out and then quote-unquote locked the door?
We'd go back and tell him, tell Atlas about it.
Glad you remember that.
So you go into Atlas's?
I mean, yeah.
Alright, then you'll get there. And you would see the drow sitting at the front desk. There is no longer a door on the hinges there.
I will say, last session we pretty much ended off with just heading back to Echofield, right?
Yeah, so I think James just skipped us back to then.
You guys ended the session at the door.
Yeah. So that, like, we'd be closing it, taking, like, the thing of whole immovable rod, so then the door would actually close.
Yep.
On the bright side, we got an immovable rod now.
We have 2 immovable rods.
I'm interested to see how you're going to get that open again.
Yeah.
I think I gave Prohoof enhance ability. Pretty sure I did.
By the sounds of we buff Sarthix up so that he can open the door.
Alright. So, takes you the same amount of time to get back, and you get to Atlas's office. There is an open door policy now, so there's literally no door.
Yeah, can you say that my sugars have not gone down very well?
Unfortunate that he's away. Because I don't know what he was going to be saying to Atlas, so...
Wait a minute, isn't Sarthix, Tox, isn't he still here?
Yeah, it's just that he's away from his mic. I just barely heard him talking like someone else.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Hey.
There's an open door policy, so there's literally no door at Atlas's. And we can see the I've forgotten her name.
Wow.
I saw it. Yeah, I know. I saw her name just before with James's stream, but I've almost instantly forgotten it. Like,
Would you like to make a history check?
I think he's more explaining it meta-wise.
Well, meta-wise, yeah, I've forgotten. But
He's more trying to let Talks here know what's going on.
yeah, like the drow woman from the Black family is sitting at a quote-unquote front desk. There is no door. I think he's gone again.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with being, like, absolutely... The last few weeks have not been my strong suit.
That is not good.
Anyway, so... Let me just get my notes up real quick. Oh, V, you're still around. I thought you would have headed back to the House of Black.
Oh no, this is considered my permanent residence now. I live right through that room there. She points down the hallway at one of the guest rooms.
Ah. Well, yeah. Atlas a while ago got us to do a quest to go to a dwarven bunker not too far from here. Well, what was a dwarven fortress? Whatever it was. We went there once before, and, well, it didn't end well for us. We returned there just shortly a week ago, and found it empty and set up for probably turning it into a bunker in case the meteors start flying again.
Oh, alright.
So, just thought we'd give you an update and see if you could give that update to Atlas that we're going to try and set that up to be a shelter from any damaging spells used on this town.
She scribes a note onto a piece of paper, and then the paper turns into a paper airplane and flies into Atlas's room.
Huh.
I'm waiting for him to just storm out and be like, "What have you made of me problem this time?" This is just, I read the paper that you're doing something about a dwarven fortress. What the hell are you guys doing? It's just like, yo, chill, man.
There is no notable response from inside of that room.
I look towards Echo. Well, somewhat. Oh, okay. Prohoof has disappeared again. Well, Echo, we've done what we needed to do, and best not fill up any more paperwork for Atlas to do.
Or for V to do.
Or for V. Not that I'm sure V would have any paperwork to do from us anyway. As I walk out the door.
Right. We'll just like
It's currently 28.9 degrees where I'm sitting.
Ugh.
And I'm cold. Why have I suddenly become a desert-dwelling being?
Meta? Discord just decided to go ahead and kick me out of everything. Because I'm apparently... I'm fucking pissed right now. Pardon my friend.
It's understandable,
I believe
dude.
that was English, and more specifically
Yes.
English Australian.
Yeah.
literally no reason for this. I swear to God, if it's the stupid friggin' security friggin' whatever this is, trying to friggin'
if
do
I
some
can,
update.
if I can take a moment of your time after this game, I'll see if I can help you out. But beforehand, could you please download TeamViewer?
Huh?
Could you please go and download TeamViewer?
What was that?
It's a program that has a passcode and your account detail of some sort that is needed, so that other people can watch and also take control of your PC if need be. The reason why I'm saying is get that is because I might be able to help you out and see what's going on. Anyway, back to the game.
Yeah. As well, like once we've walked away, but do you think we should tell the church about that eternal sacred fire in that place?
That's a good idea.
Meta, what did I miss?
You just missed us giving some paperwork to Atlas and then promptly leaving.
Oh, okay. I will say, Prohoof, when he wasn't interrupting Echo or Sothex, he would have greeted the drow lady. Meta, I do not know what her name was, because that was when everything began going to shit on my end.
V. I said V.
V. Yeah, Prohoof would have
The reason
greeted
why I said V is because that's what she told me to call her. Because yeah.
It is a human name.
Because I couldn't for the life of me pronounce the drow name.
I'm willing to bet her seeing a bird person was not that surprising.
Not really.
But...
she's killed a bunch of your kind.
Huh.
That is a response and a half.
She ain't never met one like Prohoof.
No, this one wears clothes.
Yeah.
He's also significantly more polite than the others that probably just squawk.
I mean,
she can really make all of them squawk.
I'm not sure if that
Few arrows, a sword.
Not sure if that was a threat or a promise.
Not both.
No, this is meta talk. But this was meta talk, so it's just us messing around. Let's get back into the session.
Are you sure about it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Prohoof would have just greeted her.
Right. So now we're on our way to the church to tell them about the eternal flame.
Alright, you get to the church and it appears to be empty at the moment.
Hello?
I will say Prohoof will be staying outside of the church.
You see a single person come over. They appear to be one of Merlin's burn victims.
Was it the same person that I had talked to once before?
Yeah. Hey, sorry, we're not really open at the moment. Most of the clerics have headed out to the orphanage.
Oh, we're actually just here to give you some information.
Oh, alright. What's the information? He grabs out a notebook.
So, sorry, I just had a mind blank. It's the Echo. What face of the mountain was it again?
I think it was south. I'm not actually certain.
I think it was more of an eastern facing area.
Should be the eastern.
Okay, eastern.
So, to the east of the mountain, 3 days' travel from us, there is a small fortress or a small underground keep. Inside that fortress seems to be an ever persisting fire. Thought it might be something that would be worth knowing about.
Alright, thanks. I believe, yes, I've heard of that spell. It is in one of my... They go over and they grab what looks to be a prayer book. Yes. And that flame should be nothing to worry about. As long as it is the same flame as the one I'm thinking of, it should just, well, light the area. It should not do any form of burning.
And before we return to the place and everything is charred. Because we moved one thing that was causing that fire to stay where it was, and then the fire just erupt.
Well, if there was anything, Echo didn't touch anything in the room, so.
Meta, I didn't start the fire. It was already burning when we got there.
We didn't start the fire. It was already burning since the world was turning.
Echo just starts singing that as you look onto the mountain that's on fire.
If the mountain was on fire, I'd be sweating. I'm just like, what? Hey, ooh, wait, ooh.
That's just the song he's singing as he's casting Pass Without Trace. We did start the fire.
Yeah.
Guys, Pass Without Trace, will ya?
I mean, he would if he had it.
So who has it?
Alright.
Alright, we'll let them know about that. Said it's nothing to worry about.
Back to the inn then.
And our next move.
Yep. And we head off.
Okay, you arrive back at the inn.
So, here's what I know. At least from things that I'm doing. I require 2 stones of, well, yeah, precious stones of power. One of them is now somewhere else. And the others are found in a couple of locations.
You have a card that is currently pointing at a mountain that has a time that is saying that has a time limit of exactly 4 years. That has a timer for exactly 4 years. Almost exactly.
Firstly, there might be one in the ruins of Celestia. Means we would be heading back towards
Justice,
which means we'd be able to finish off that little thing.
However, that also means we'd be running into a whole heap of drow.
Indeed. Secondly, there are apparently stones in the Goblin Isles, which are a bit of a distance from here, and frankly, I haven't heard much from the Goblin Isles. No one's really talked about them, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe the island sunk? Not sure.
I'm just trying to remember whether Torthak mentioned anything about that.
He did not.
I didn't think he did.
There's another one at the bottom of the oceans, at the deepest point. I don't think any of us are getting that one.
The only way I'd be able to get it is to make it so then I don't. The wooden parts of me don't absorb water. I could get it then, but it would take a long time.
Crushing. The problem is the crushing. Nextly, the one that we are never going for, there is one on top of the tallest mountain. It is in the possession of what is an ancient red dragon.
Yeah, I can understand why we're not going for that. One, it's an ancient red dragon. Two, ancient red dragon means it's a dragon. 3, because it's red, that means fire.
There's apparently one hidden in the shifting sands, which I believe is to the south of us, is the desert.
Makes sense that they're called that.
But that would be looking for
a needle in a haystack.
A needle in a haystack.
That strange temple that appeared when we were there, Proproof. You think that might take some of these stones to do whatever it needs to do?
It was talking about elements, and these stones are based off elements, so most likely.
And finally, there is a individual who is going town to town, killing people who have these stones of power.
Oh.
Though I have no way of confirming if this is anything. My idea is that it is a Celestial who is trying to obtain power.
That's very possible.
We have 2 choices with that one. 1, we find them, become buddy-buddy with them, and then murder them in their sleep like we did with Torthak. Or 2, we steer well clear of them.
Well, I don't exactly say we were very buddy-buddy with Torthak.
You're right, it was a business partnership, nothing more.
I think the thing to do with the one that is going town to town killing people with stones, if we'd be able to take him out, it would. I think it at least partially depends on how many he has and whether he is, I don't know, connected with them.
Indeed.
I do wonder how he's able to figure out how people have them, unless he actually puts time and effort into looking for information.
I'm going to guess his time and effort into looking for the information. Which means, at some point, he's going to come to this town and he's going to kill my contractor.
Yes.
The person I have a contract with to get that done. Which will be a problem for me. Which means we can either A, tell him of this information, or at least say that we have critical information that would lower the price to 1 stone and get back, as I hold the card out, this one back. And then we don't have to worry about it anymore because he's the one who has to worry about the deranged lunatic.
Well, if you tell him that, he might lower the price, but add in the clause that if this person ever shows up, we have to deal with them.
There is no way to update the contract. It is signed. There is no loopholes, nothing.
And it wouldn't be possible to update the contract to make the price only 1 stone either.
It would be more of a second contract to make the first contract
void.
Cheaper. However, with that information, it might be best to just go for both stones, as I'm wondering if he is currently snooping around to find out who I am.
That is very possible.
Because a human going by a Dragonborn name is not exactly right, I'd imagine.
Well, then you pair the fact that that it isn't exactly a secret that you travel with two Celestials and a robot.
Yes, but it is also not a secret that I'm immortal.
Hmm.
So,
So what stone do you think we should go for? We've ruled out
begrudgingly,
we've ruled out the dragon one.
begrudgingly, there are two choices: Goblin Isle or the ruins of Celestia.
I suppose this would help for you to know, but I am proficient when it comes to sailing.
Yes, but we would need technology or something of the equivalent of far beyond what we are capable of to get to such depths. Do we know how deep the ocean goes, James? Is that something that
It's not really well known. Definitely not on this continent.
Prahoof was referring to sailing to the Goblin Isles.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what Prahoof was referring to.
Well, the first problem is that we would have to secure a boat. Can we get the map up, James? The world map up. Dunk up. So we would have to go to a port city or town. Port city. So after that, we would then have to secure a boat, enough days of rations to make it from point A to point B.
And back unless we're going to
As I look at produce, do you eat much? Because we can stock for free extra people. You would have free lots of rations to yourself.
We leaving the cat here.
I have to agree, it probably would be better to leave Hades here.
Someone needs to guard the cart.
That wasn't a statement, it was a question.
And it was a valid question. We shall leave him with the cart to guard it, as it is our cart. Or at least it is our cart until we take it back to justice, which may or may not be currently drowned in drought.
And whatever else might have came out of the Underdark with them.
Once we have gone to the Goblin Isles, we then have to actually look for this stone, which is going to be the more problematic part because there are many islands for the Goblin Isles. And, of course, goblins. Now, on the chance that I am correct, that the entire place sunk, I'm going to blame it on Celestials. And, well, we're going to have to hope that it's only a few inches deep. Otherwise, that stone will be lost.
And then we'll have to make our way back and then to Celestia, or what remains of
it. Of course, now we must choose where we're going to go for this port. It looks to be a town in the snow, but there also is several docks to the south of us through the desert.
I do not know which would actually be the most effective one.
I also then
Meta, where is the Goblin Isles? I do not see it on the map.
it's
You see
dead.
the
I
area
believe they're
marked
the
as
ones that
dead.
have dead. Yeah,
We don't know it's
because
dead.
meta-wise, meta-wise, I know that Torthak and I believe Volpez went there and did a little genocide.
Yeah, just a tiny teensy genocide that destroyed the entirety of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, considering from what I heard with their experience with the goblins, I don't fully blame them. But
I mean,
Neither of those two had any bad relations with goblins.
Really?
Neither of them.
you're
Why the
thinking
hell did... Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Group 2, aren't I?
and kind of yourself, Prohoof himself did not have a good experience with goblins.
You know what? That's fair.
But yeah, neither Torthak nor Volpez had any bad experiences with goblins. It was just because Torthak convinced Volpez to go with him and go do this thing to get stronger. Woo, lore that we don't know.
So, shall we head south into the desert, begrudgingly, or head into the tundra where there is a town? Though the ones to the south looks like they are marked clearly as docks and ports, so we'd have a better chance there.
Meta, I just want to be sure. We actually have a map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Prohoof will be kind of like looking at the map. And that's just an excuse for me, meta-wise, to measure things out.
I'd like to just think that, like, with the begrudgingly, that disdain you heard in my voice, like before the session even started, Zarthix, you heard? I'd like to imagine that's the voice that Zarthix had about the about going into the desert. And like talking about the tundra, it's like just his voice is just like, that's a really good idea, we should go to the tundra. But he's trying not to project that.
Now, yeah. I'm going to turn off the snapping. Fuck. A reminder to you, Prohoof, that we're not sure if that town has any ships that it would want to.
Yeah, I realize that.
We're just assuming it might because it looks like the town or city is built like right next to the water, so they might have
Yeah.
in front.
I'll be right back.
So remember how we start the campaign with maths every time?
Yep.
Hey kids, you're ready for your new math lesson. Today we're talking distance.
So I believe each hex is 2 days, right?
I think so.
So it's going to take us 110 days to get to that port.
And that's providing if we've actually taken the cart. I'd assume we would.
And then we'll have to go.
Almost need would there need to be like stop offs and stuff? Because if not, we'd just have to hope like a big old cargo sort of ship is going.
There are 172. So that would be. We'd be traveling for pretty much a year.
Oh, meta-wise people are always telling me that I should get us the time skip.
Yep. Man, we're gonna go there and we're gonna find dead goblins. Just be like, oh.
The thing is, we might not find any dead we might find bones and stuff. It depends if there's an actual ecosystem.
So meta.
Like, did they kill all the animals as well?
So here's the thing, right? Meta. I believe that we are going to find dead goblins, but we're going to find undead goblins.
Also,
Possibly.
We gotta remember that meta-wise, there is a celestial pool there. We don't know that in character, but meta-wise, we do know.
When I see it, I'm gonna...
Celestials there. Or most likely Celestials.
Turns out all the Celestials that have been dropping there are goblins to repopulate the goblin population.
That'd be funny as hell. I'm actually expecting Mr. Yellow, the Celestial, to be there.
It would be weird though if we go there and all of them are just goblin Celestials and they're the nicest Celestials we meet. It's just like, well, we're living here permanently.
The biggest thing is, I could almost imagine that, like, if they have like just the stereotypical intellect of like goblins, they see shiny metal man.
Praise it as God.
I would find it a little bit funny if they're like I am the C3PO to their Jawa.
They see me in my silver and clad iron. They think I'm the god of war. They see you. They think you're like some sort of
multi-armed,
just like god of magic or something.
Yeah.
And they see Prohu finish just like, that must be the god of flight. Teach us how to fly.
They all become sorcerers just so they can get the flight spell.
Or become wizards.
Yeah, they can become wizards too.
They become wizards to study under you, and you turn them all into mini Darwins. Goblin Darwins. The Darwins are everywhere. Though, I mean, goblins would probably be one of the best choices for the Darwin Award.
Honestly, I am kind of hoping we can do some things with the Goblin Isles. And I don't mean everything.
Well, no, I'm not. Look, Zarfix is bloodthirsty, but only towards Celestials.
Only
towards Celestials and those that try and frick him over.
A bunch of new Celestials just in the Goblin Isles. Oh, hello there.
Hello there.
You immediately start cutting their heads off.
Oh, no. I'd wait for what's-her-face to show up. The one that ordered the meteor strike. And as soon as she appeared, I'd be like, oh, hi. And then she'd see Echo, and she'd be like, what are you doing here? It's just like, what do you... It's just like, oh, you don't talk to him. You talk to me. It's just like, who the fuck are you? I'm the motherfucker that you tried to nuke a town on. And if you don't talk to me, we ain't talking. And you are losing your hands, your legs, your head, everything.
I mean, you claim the other one. You can't claim them all.
Just like, I can and I will. It's just like, I just slap her there, and then it's just like, then duel me. Fight me for it. It's just like, you're immortal. Why would you be so rash to do so? I know I'm more powerful than you, bitch.
She really hurts, though. she could do a ridiculous amount of damage because I'm assuming she's like an assassin rogue.
Yeah.
So first hit is a crit. And she starts combat off by throwing a smoke pellet at the ground.
And that's where we use Gust. Gone.
Who has Gust? I do not have that.
Nope.
You'd think Prohoof would have Gust, being a flying type.
I'm back.
Very fun.
BRB real quick.
Just as I got back.
So, we've done some calculations to get to the first desert port looking place. It's going to take us up to 110 days. And then from there, it looks like if we've done our maths correct, it's going to take us up to a year all up to travel to the Isles.
I am back.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. We will need to get a year's worth of food for Prohoof, times that by 2, and then we'll be fine for just us. However, we do have some gold left, so if we can find a way to get something that can teleport us there.
Are you bringing the cat?
The cat is guarding the cart. That way, if anything happens, we can blame Hades for it.
Speaking of, the blacksmith would like to borrow the cart for about 4 weeks. He would like to make some upgrades.
Okay, then.
I'll go over to the... Before we say yes to that, I would go over to the bounty board.
I will say I was saying okay meta-wise.
Okay.
Meta.
Alright. The bounty board. Let's see what's currently on there. There is a suspended student who has run away. They need to be brought back alive. There is a job to go and deal with, and to go and get some eggs from the mountain.
That is not our job.
Actually, it's just those two.
Right. Well, looks like we're looking for a student. Right. I'm gonna go find Tara, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for Tara.
You can find her at the school.
So, child has run away.
They were suspended, and then they ran away.
Right. Is there some parents we can talk to find out if there's any information of where they could have gone?
Let's see. She sort of brings up the child's basically book dedicated to the child. There's only about 2-3 pages in it that's actually got stuff.
Is there age?
Sorry, what was that?
Is there age?
Age 15.
15, right, yeah.
Teenager.
Yep.
Looks like they ran away because they were afraid of me speaking to their parents. Very noble from some city up north.
What is the reason that he got suspended?
Skipping class.
No.
Anyway, their father has said that they had to remain at the school for the next 2 years. And I'm not much a fan of my word being broken. I am perfectly fine with his legs being broken, though. Feel free to do that.
I'm gonna try not to hurt the child, considering that I am the founder of that school. I don't exactly want that sort of record on my on me. I look at Echo. However, you are not the founder of that place. So if you wish to break the child's legs, you can.
I honestly am more inclined to agree with you, Cyphex. But not to hurt the child.
If force is necessary, force is necessary.
Did they show any I'm not sure whether you'd know this, Tara, but did they show any sort of magical aptitude or anything? Like, are they going to be a pain because they might try and throw a spell or something at us?
I mean, not really. They haven't even completed basic training. They really didn't show up for many lessons.
Well, I think I know one thing we'll be able to tell them when we get him. This is what happens when you don't go to school. You become pathetic and worthless and weak.
Right.
But,
Just don't kill them.
Evil of you.
That will cost you dearly.
I'm not going to kill it.
You don't plan on killing it, but if we find it dead, it's not our fault.
Why are we referring to the kid as that?
We don't know it. We don't know their name. What is that?
I mean,
I don't know. It is. Then they flip through the book. Their student. Oh no, that's their student number. Their student number 34.
See, even the records confirm it.
Their initials are J and E.
Before J. E. Alright. Any relatives that live here?
Nope.
I believe he's a board.
Right.
What's a board?
A board, when referring to students, is kids who have been sent away from home to effectively live near or on or around the school where they are attending.
Oh, that's a good title for it. Yes, they are boards.
Yeah. So I was just like, dare I ask what she calls them? That's a joke, by the way. Alright. Jesus Christ, sorry about that.
Next problem. One, how long ago did they leave? And the second is, how are we figuring out what direction?
They went west. No, east. They sort of positioned themselves in the rooms that are facing north. They went east, and then they point east.
Okay.
Yep, I know. I'll track him down.
We're going to take the cart, or we're going to let Otto do what he wants with it?
We're going to let Otto do what he wants with it.
Okay, then we're also going to have to ask if what he's going to do to it is going to cost us any money.
Of course.
I mean, he is running a business.
Thank you, Tara, for the information. I, again, am going to try not to kill it.
We then would go back to the blacksmith.
Okay, get back to the blacksmith.
With our cart. Will this cost us, or is this just you tinkering with it?
No, it won't cost you anything. Inside of his office, you can see a small echo laying on the table.
Oh, you're trying your hand at making a warforge, are you?
A warforge, that's a good name for it.
Yeah, it's...
They were forged because of war.
Yeah, I finally remembered what the other world called what I am.
Prohoof isn't like getting closer to it, but you can tell he's like intrigued, just like looking at it.
I mean, this is what Echo looked like before he looks like now.
Yeah, it's pretty much just his leftover pieces mixed in with a few other things.
Mm.
I mean, Prohoof is still interested that there's going to be another Echo coming in.
Echo,
Well,
going to your father.
not exactly the same as Echo, but...
I'll be interested to see how you deal with, I think we have something called a thinking matrix or whatever it is. Unless you're just going to make it unless it's just going to be an advanced golem.
What's a golem? Oh, right, those thingies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what pretty much everyone has confused me since I got here.
Anyway, let's head off.
I feel like I need to go to the equivalent of a college for this world, or university.
You do. You should. Every Celestial should. Should be ingrained in your mind that you're not in your own goddamn world. Stop fucking up my world.
I mean, I am fully aware that I'm not in my world, which is why I'm trying to wrap my head around everything here.
I could not be any more aware that I am not in the old world. I have these. As Echo just like waves at his hands.
I am not omniscient.
Meta feels like Sarthex has some beef with Prohoof. Oh, that's right, dragon armor.
So, after that, Baroof, we're going to be relying mostly on you tracking for this kid. Let's go.
Prohoof nods
Hades,
and begins to fly.
Hades, stick near the cart, or at least stay with the cart as much as possible. Make sure that no one distracts us. Besides Otto. Tempers with us.
Just listen to listen to Otto's orders.
If he needs a strong person to move large materials around, you got this.
You just help Otto, and if that help involves you sitting in a corner, do that.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for the person who plays Hades, because we're talking to his character as if...
We're talking to his character as if he's a pet cat, which at this point he is.
Ouch. You're not wrong, but ouch.
It feels real bad because he's just not able to be here because of IRL stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Prohoof, you're going to be the one making the checks, I assume?
Yep, so if I'm right, survival check for tracking, and I have advantage because it's my favorite terrain. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Let me just make sure.
Alright, you'll need to make a perception check to find... well, any tracks to begin with.
Be able to give him the help action with that because I'm proficient with deception. So I'd be able to at least help him with that, just not really the actual tracking part. If it comes to like in-depth tracking. We try running like some Bear Grylls software or something.
Okay, I don't get advantage, but once I do find tracks or something, I'll be able to tell how many there are. Maybe the kid multiplied.
Yeah, just deception check to find tracks, dude. I'm giving you the help action.
Alright, you're able to find his tracks. They're slightly off. They're slightly off to the left of the road that goes down.
Alright. I point that out to Sarthax and Echo, and we begin traveling down.
Yep.
Of course, we're trying to go quietly, at least.
Yep.
Well, if he took off running, he's got a head start on us.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we'd be quiet about this. I'm wearing plate mail.
You know what? Yeah, let's just go at full speed. In which case, Prohoof's going to outspeed you, but he is flying, so.
Yeah, you'll be able to keep an eye out from the sky, which, considering that you're the more of the, you see more.
I am also a heavy range. I am a sniper.
Yeah, but we're not trying to kill the kid.
Not
but
yet.
We don't know. But we don't know what is trying to kill him.
Given Prohoof's track record.
Not yet, ouch.
Hey. Look, okay, that was Merlin. Don't you dare put Prohoof where Merlin is. That's just.
You're right. You're right. Prohoof doesn't have access to Fireball.
Prohoof, I don't even think. I think the only mortal Prohoof has even attacked was that shadow guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Mortal. Well,
So,
except for, the goblin.
About half of an hour goes by, so about 50 minutes, and you're able to find a small campsite. It looks badly put together.
So
Keeping those classes did the boy no favor.
If he even went to them.
Does it look like there's anyone there from a distance?
No.
Currently? Okay.
It looks like this campsite's about a day old.
Does it appear that he... Is there any evidence of which way he went?
What is your passive perception?
It is a 16.
You're able to see tracks going forward, basically further down the track that he was on.
Prohoof looks at Echo and Sarthax and points at the tracks, and Prohoof begins to fly again.
Prohoof, an arrow goes sailing on by you.
Do I see where it came from?
Yeah, it appears to be deep in the forest.
I'm trying to think of how high Prohoof would be. He'd probably be 50 feet up in the air, so he just basically flies back down, ducking into the trees. An arrow just got shot at me. You think it might be that kid? Someone else out here?
If it is the kid, I'll gladly take an arrow to grab him.
Honestly, the arrow probably isn't much of a threat. I just wanted to let you know.
If that camp was about a day old, we can't be certain that it's the kid. So I could try hold person if I can get eyesight.
So, James...
What's everyone's passive perception?
16.
19.
And 15.
Prohoof and Echo, you two can both see someone in the forest and they've got a bow and they're looking onto Prohoof to fire another arrow.
Prohoof basically has his bow ready, and he
How
says,
far away?
I wouldn't
are they?
recommend doing that, friend.
About 120 feet.
So,
Okay.
Prohoof basically says, I wouldn't recommend doing that, friend. And he has his arrow, he has his bow ready.
Zarthix, you hear in your head. I could dimension door us two behind him if you wish.
Do it.
Go for a grapple.
Do it.
Then yeah, I'm going to cast Dimension Door and make it appear behind him.
Yep, as you two vanish through the dimension door, the arrow goes flying at Prohoof. Prohoof, your AC.
It is a 23.
The arrow goes past you.
Prohoof, I don't want Prohoof to attack, so... You know what, I'm gonna have Prohoof hold his action. I'm gonna have Prohoof wait.
Okay, you can see him loading another arrow while you two come through the dimension door. The student appears to be covered in rag.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
They freak out and turn around and drop the arrow that they're trying to load.
Son,
Fuck.
son, you best stop shooting at Prohoof. He's a very valuable ranger of Echo's Refuge.
Guess she wasn't joking about you adventurers.
I'm actually the founder of the school you ran away from. So, I'm going to give you this chance to come back safely from all harm. This is no place to be for someone who, as I gesture back to the campsite, who seems to have shoddy survival skills at best.
I will
If you
say...
had better survival skills, I probably would have let you go.
Prohoof would have
Not-
grabbed the arrow shot at him, and he'd be flying over. He'd have
I mean,
everything.
if you had better survival skills, we probably wouldn't have found him so quickly.
This was a test. I was told that if I could hide out from adventurers or capture one of them, then I would automatically graduate.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Well,
I
we
see.
received a notice on the we took a notice from the board that said a student had run away.
Well, you definitely
You are student number 34, wasn't it, Zarthix?
Yes, that is me.
What is your name, son?
J.E. Initials J.E.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the list to actually find student 34. Jake Owen.
Jake. Oh. Well, you definitely had us looking for you. Captured, you unfortunately had probably the unluckiest of circumstances to have Echo, me, and Prohoof look for you. Because, as I said, Prohoof is a gifted ranger. Echo is a very powerful bard. And I am the founder of the school.
Prohoof would actually hand the arrow back to the kid.
It looks like it was a makeshift arrow that they had made while they were at the camp.
I must say it's very impressive making an arrow out of, well, basically the wilderness.
Well, all we were allowed to take for the test was our clothes.
Ah, makes sense.
Run that by me again. Did you say we?
Yeah, I'm probably the third person to take this test.
And what happened to the other two?
They were both caught as well.
Right. And what happened to them once they were caught?
Brought back to the school. They went into isolation for a bit.
Isolation.
Yeah.
Self-imposed or school-based?
School-based.
Right.
Supposed to give us time to figure out where we went wrong.
Alright, Parker, if you got shot by an arrow, did you actually get hit?
No. He's got skill, but he's still a little green.
So,
Though with practice, he could be quite an excellent ranger. And that's what he's looking forward to doing.
given this knowledge, I would, if this is the true knowledge.
It's not exactly surprising that Tyra wouldn't tell us all the facts of this.
Yes. If this is the full knowledge, then we're going to take you back, and we're going to praise you for giving us a run for our money. However, you did not capture any of us, and I would say that even if we tried to lie that you did, Tara would find it very far-fetched.
Given that the fact that we can't lie to begin with.
Yes. So, tell us, for the day that you have been out here, what have you done so far?
Set up the campfire. That was the first thing I did. Then I'd construct a bow.
Right. What about water?